everyone, and welcome to the tutorial for Fuwa Fuwa Time. In the beginning, you're going to see two lines of X's. Now, each line represents a string, and each X on top of the line represents a muted string. And in that case, we have X's on top of each and every one of those lines. So that means the whole set of strings on the guitar are going to be muted. Now when we mute the strings, we're going to place our finger in front of the 7th fret, but we want to not press down, we just want to touch the strings. Now when we're going to set ourselves up properly, we're going to just bring it down to the we have just the tip of our finger, the middle part of the tip of the finger. So that is on the 5th string, and we want the top-ish part to just touch the 6th string. Now if you don't know the numbering of the strings already, it goes from 1 to 6 in the upward direction. So we want the middle part to be primarily on top of the 5th string, which is this one here, and we want the top-ish part of our index finger to just touch the 6th string. And it's really important that you do it this way, because it's going to help from when we're transitioning to the next chord that will come after the muted strumming part. So make sure you follow my instructions very well, please. Now we're going to put our middle finger, and this can be flat, and we're just going to let it do whatever it wants, but just make it flat. And we're going to get the tip of our ring finger, and we're going to place it on top of the 9th fret on the 4th string. And this can be, you want this one to be arched. You want it to be arched. You want it to be arched enough that you can probably fit your pinky through it. Now, when we do our right hand, we want to place it in front of the bridge. So in front of the bridge, so this is the bridge. We want to place it in front of the bridge within the bass strings. So the 4th to 6th string. We want to place the side of our hand in front of the bridge in the bass strings. And when we're gonna strum, we want to rely on the rotation of our hand. So when we rotate, we're gonna try and aim for the three top strings here. So the 1st to 3rd, and we're gonna rotate our wrist, and that's the sound you get. Okay. So the next step, we're gonna be doing palm muted power chords. So when we transition from the muted strumming finger alignment to the power chord alignment, we are going to lift up the middle finger so it's not muting anything. Then we are just going to press down with the fingertips of these of our index and our ring finger. So you should be pressing down on the strings that makes this sound. Index and ring finger. And the index finger has an important role for muting every other string that the tip's not pressing on. So the top string, the 6th string, that should be muted by the top-ish part of your index finger, and the 3rd to 1st strings should be muted as well by your index finger, because you want the index finger to be flat, just like how it was when you're muting it before. So don't try to overthink it. It's just taking off your middle finger and pressing down, but naturally, you should be muting everything with the index finger, and you want the remember you want the ring finger to be nice and arched. They can fit like a finger through it, and you want to do this because you don't want to accidentally touch any other string or press down on it. I mean, you don't want to press down on any other string. So, what you're gonna do, you want to make sure that the side of your hand is on top of the bass string, in front of the bridge. So this is the bridge, so we're gonna put it in front of the bridge. That's where we're gonna put the side of our hand. So we're gonna place it here, and you want to make sure you're comfortable. There's no right or wrong. Whatever's nice and comfortable for you. You just want to be relaxed. And what you're gonna do now, you're going to do 2 down strums, and you're gonna do the strumming with hand rotation, just like how we did with the muted strumming before when we did the. But we're gonna go from the treble string, and now we're gonna go to the bass string, and we're gonna do 2 down strums to make this sound. Now I know I told you before that with 2 beamed eighth notes, it's a down and up strum, but when it comes to palm muting, generally it's always gonna be a down strum. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna, from the very top, we're gonna go for the top 2 strings, and then the strings here, the bass strings. So that's how we're gonna do it. And just a little practice, we'll do it for a couple of times at a slow pace. So we're gonna remember to position our hand in front of this area, in front of the bridge on the bass strings. Side of our hand, nice and comfortable. You're not tensing up with your left arm. Your shoulder's not tensed up, like it's not going upwards or anything. Just nice and relaxed. And we're going to go from just having our fingers like this to lifting the middle finger up, and then we're going to just press down with these guys. So let's do it. So okay, now for the fun part, we're going to first learn our new chord. So it's actually still the same chord, but we're just gonna add another finger, and we're not gonna do palm muting. So we want to place our our pinky. We're gonna place it in the same fret of the ring finger, but just on the string beneath it. So the 9th fret on the 3rd string. Now you want this finger to be arched as well, so you can feel like a finger through it. And what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna do 5 alternate strums. And just for quick revision, because we have 2 beamed eighth notes without any palm muting, it's gonna be a down and up strum. And because we have 2 groups of them, plus 1 by itself, so it's not really a 2 beamed eighth note, it's just an eighth note by itself. We're gonna do down, up, down, up, down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the thing that's after the 5th eighth note is called an 8th rest. That's that little symbol over there, and that's basically an 8th note, but you're going to play it without actually touching the string. I hope that makes sense. I hope that doesn't confuse you. So it has the same duration as the 8th note, but no sound. That's just the difference. So when you're doing that, you're gonna, you know how in the 5th note it's gonna be a down strum. When you're gonna do the 8th rest, you're gonna do an up strum but no sound. And the reason why you do this is just so you can keep the rhythm. Keep the tempo, sorry. And after the 8th rest, we're gonna do the 2 beamed 8th notes that come after. And we all know that 2 beamed 8th notes means down up. So what we're gonna be doing throughout the whole thing is just down up, down up, down ups. But on the 6th on the 8th rest, we're gonna do an up without any sound. So this is what we're gonna be doing. And when you're doing the 8th rest, it's important that you let go of the pressure that you're putting on the strings, and your middle finger comes down. This is the optional, the middle finger bit, where you can place it down to mute, but it's a good habit. So, from the very top, I'll go through slowly. So, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. So that's how you do it. Okay, so the next bit, we're in the 3rd bar right now, if you don't know already. And that's basically a chord that's being split up in that bar. So we're gonna have a chord that's like a power chord, but it's gonna have a major sound. And we're gonna have the same shape we had here, but just bring it down here. And we're gonna add our middle finger and press on the 6th fret on the 3rd string. So you should get the sound with the middle finger. And this is the sound you should get in total. So the top 2 strings are muted. And that's gonna be the chord played in the 3rd bar on the 3rd 8th note, but we're just gonna split it up. We're gonna split it up from a 2-noted power chord to a full I wouldn't say it's a power chord, I would say it's a bar chord that's just been shortened. So we're going to have it from just 2 fingers to 4 fingers. And what we're gonna do down up with the 2 fingers, and then when we go down again, we're gonna do 4 fingers, and then when we go up, we're gonna do 2 fingers. So like this. And it's gonna be the same thing for the chord that comes next. Or I'll say the second half of the bar. So this bit. So. And so that is basically it. You just gotta repeat the 2nd and 3rd bar twice, or I think 3 times. And when you're practicing the riff, go at your own speed. Don't overwork yourself. You wanna go at a comfortable pace. I'll put out a practice video, hopefully very soon. I'm a little bit busy, but until then, just practice at your own pace. Get your metronome or something like that. You can even practice when you're just watching a long YouTube video or a stream, or watching television, or maybe when you're studying. That's also a good option. It's a great way to procrastinate, but you're being productive in one way. And some general tips for when you're playing the song: just make sure that from your shoulder all the way down to your wrist, you want to be relaxed. And this goes for the right arm as well. You want to be nice and comfortable and relaxed. So no tensing up. Next thing, you want to make sure that you're not pressing down the chord, any chord or any fretted note too hard or hard at all. You want to be nice and light with the amount of pressure you put on, because it will take much longer for you to transition to the next chord, because you're putting so much pressure there that it will take a little bit longer to relax your muscles and then latch onto the other one. So make sure it's light. You're pressing lightly, gently, and this is a really good habit to develop now, because in the solo, you're gonna need to master applying the right amount of pressure. So I think there is a thing called pressing too light. So just press it at a amount of force that's just enough. So yeah, I hope that helps. I hope there wasn't anything confusing. I know I would have been confused on some bits, so I try my best to explain the concepts well. And make sure that you keep at it. Don't give up. If it's too overwhelming, just practice slowly, and you'll get there eventually. Trust me. So keep at it. Good luck, and see you in the first verse tutorial.